The skin is a very adrenal organ. The digestive system is, I would say, the intestines. So the tissues seemingly more sensitive to adrenal dysfunction are skin and digestion, because if you're in a fight or flight state, you won't be able to digest. Your skin is very sensitive to psoriasis, eczema. That's more adrenal. Sympathetic nervous system, depression, things like that are also very adrenal. But again, depression, bipolar illness, schizophrenia, these are all things related to low thyroid function. I used a stick of butter and a pound of meat as a way to visualize, for people to easily visualize an 80-20 ratio. It doesn't have to be a stick of butter. It could be tallow. I would prefer beef tallow or lamb tallow, mutton fat, ruminant, because that is the least inflammatory. Why are some people gaining weight? Because they have to heal. You cannot, if you are in a state of fight or flight, your body will hold on to weight because it thinks that it's holding on to calories for you to run away from danger. So if you're in constant fight or flight, you've been yo-yo dieting all your life, running 10 miles a day like I did when I was in my 20s, you will put yourself into a constant high cortisol state, which will hold on to weight. Inflammation causes the same issue. Trauma and stress cause the same fight or flight response. Your body doesn't know if it's a tiger, abuse, malnutrition, you taking your phone to bed, all of these things causing a dopamine, too much dopamine signaling, all these things can cause hyperstimulation and put you in a fight or flight state. I would say that a high-fat carnivore diet works because it's anti-inflammatory. It lowers cortisol. It takes you from that hypersympathetic state into a parasympathetic state, so you're no longer in fight or flight. So that's why I use it. Doesn't have to be a stick of butter. It could be 4 ounces of butter is my go-to. I don't have any issues with butter, but people who have incredibly inflammatory or in an incredibly inflammatory state may be sensitive to the tiny amount of milk protein in butter. So if a person tells me they're feeling more inflammation, because usually they feel less inflammation, with the butter, I say try tallow for 2 weeks and see if that does it. Because it may be that tiny amount, or ghee of milk protein, because our immune system is going to react to proteins, right? It's looking for viruses and bacteria, which are made out of protein. So that tiny amount, that person may be hypersensitive to. They won't be forever until they're fixed, but in the beginning they may be.